I'm here at the Lower Rio Grande Valley. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited because it is one of my first big birding trips. I'm here at the Lower Rio Grande Valley, the very southern point of Texas, pretty close to the border. Actually, I'll probably be able to see a border throughout the trip. This is the very first day. Unfortunately, they've been struck by a cold spell, and so I have to deal with some rainy weather today, some colder weather tomorrow, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's hard to contain my excitement because there are some incredible birds down here. In fact, this is one of the best places to bird in the US. I think I just picked up 10 lifers, something crazy like that at the visitor center. It was unreal. They have feeders there, which are super cool because it brings all of the birds in. I'm going to show you all of the clips from that now. So it turns out these feeders were the perfect start to my Texas birding adventure, offering great looks at a variety of species I've never seen before. Even the dove species were exciting to me and brand new. And just like that, I picked up all the staples. I'm gonna go start walking some of the trails now, see if we can find any more new lifers. But man, I'm just excited to be birding in this area. This is gonna shoot my life list up like crazy, even if there is crappy weather. So let's go start exploring Bentsen-Rio Grande State Park. So as I began my walk into the state park, I came across a canal with another lifer. I believe this Muscovy duck might have interbred with a domestic because of the white head, though I'm not too familiar with that species. And then I got great looks at the orange crown that you don't always see of an orange-crowned warbler. Was super happy to see that. The lifers didn't stop though. An olive sparrow came across the ground and I got some good views of that new species for me. And then I came across probably what is the staple of the Rio Grande Valley, the bird you think of first, the green jay. These are all over down in this area of Texas, but still, I was really pleased to see it. Such a beautiful, beautiful bird. It's noisy out here. Well, anyways, while the nature center was cool, I was shooting through glass there, so I wanted to get outside and see some more birds and walk around the park, even though the weather's crappy. This is the first time I've actually wanted to use rain cover, just trying to protect my camera. It's not raining super hard, but it is misting, and I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know? But I found a nice little covering here. There's feeders over there, and there's feeders over here. So I'm gonna take the camera out of this actually and film a bunch here and hopefully get some better shots now that I'm not shooting through glass. I don't know what the chakalacas are screaming about, but they are going crazy right now. Oh, man. This is one of the incredible things about birding and travel is that once you become a birder, every new place you go or every place that's just different from your home is exciting because there's a potential for new birds. And this is such a unique location that there are so many birds that I could pick up here. It's nuts. If I had to pick a favorite lifer out of all these new species, the golden-fronted woodpecker would be up there, but I'd probably give it to the Audubon's oriole. This is a beautiful yellow oriole with a black hood that's so striking. I really liked watching this species the few times it came up. While many birds fought over feeder rights, the red-winged blackbirds often won these fights. Some just watched along, like the Texas state bird, the northern mockingbird. It had been a beautiful showing at the feeders up until this point, but I wanted to explore more of the state park to see if I could pick up more lifers. So I continued walking along the roads to see what I could come across deeper in the park. Now, to be honest, a lot of the feeders down in these areas weren't stocked, which is making it pretty desolate. And the misty, rainy weather wasn't great either. Kingfisher Overlook was pretty cool, but didn't yield a lot of kingfishers or other species due to this weather. What was even a bigger bummer is the blinds which would have allowed me to get out of the weather. A lot of them were closed due to aggressive javelinas. These are wild hogs, essentially. I guess they were causing a nuisance in the area. This rain is becoming a downer, that's for sure. Well, I pretty much went as long as I could. It is now just about noon. I'm pretty wet now, and I was starting to get worried about my gear and stuff, so I turned around. I do have an extra day on Monday to clean up and do any places I missed or things that had bad weather and I didn't get to adequately do them. So I'll probably come back here in a different video just to check out the kingfisher overlook as well as the hawk tower and hopefully pick up a few species I might have lingering from the trip overall. I think the plan right now is just to have a little bit of lunch, warm up a bit, and then head over to Estero Llano State Park. Since I got access and bought a day pass to this park today, I also get access to all the state parks, which is pretty cool. So even if I'm not going to stay along there and I might go back there a different day, it's worth just checking out to see if they have any good covered shelters or blinds that I can stay out of the rain while still seeing some cool birds and maybe some new birds. Otherwise, I might just drive around some of the areas and look for just birds out in maybe some farm fields and just bird from the car too. We'll try and make the most of this kind of crappy weather. Don't worry, let's see what other birds we can find out there today in the Lower Rio Grande Valley. Driving the roads proved to be a good move. I took some back roads on the way to Estero Llano. I picked up an American kestrel. Then the surprise of the day was a burrowing owl, just standing on the structure right next to a farm field. I was definitely not expecting to come across this bird while I was driving along, so that was awesome. Especially with how close it was to the road, making for easy filming. So I walked into the new state park, hopeful for finding some more bird species. Immediately, of course, I was caught by another feeding station. It seems every location down here in Texas has some great areas that bring in a good amount of birds, just right by the visitor centers. All right, I'm at Estero Llano Grande State Park now. I am walking towards Alligator Lake. I just stopped at the visitor center. The lady was super helpful. She gave me some ideas on where to look for common paraki. Now, I've seen common nighthawk before, which are very similar. These are birds that are nocturnal. So during the day, they'll be sleeping, and they'll be sleeping along the trails on the ground. So there's been a few spotted in pretty common areas, and she pointed them out to me on the map, so I'm gonna go see if I can add yet another lifer to my list on this day. Rain is still keeping up though, so I am gonna try and find shelter whenever they can. There's a huge pavilion back at the visitor center that I'll probably spend the end of the day at, but for now I wanna walk and check out all the new areas that I haven't seen yet. Because this looks like a very beautiful park, slightly different than the Bentsen-Rio Grande State Park, where you have, I don't know why I spun all the way around. You have marshes and stuff on top of your normal forested habitat too. So. The vultures flying overhead were exciting to me too because I was in search of my lifer black vulture. This one right here, however, is a turkey vulture. I could tell by its pink head, and then its lighter wings extend across the entirety of its wing versus just having tips that are a different color. Ugh. Kinda dead. Well, no luck on the Paraki there. Saw a couple cool heron though, so that was really sweet. But yeah, I'm gonna head to a different part of the state park now, walk back past these ponds and then go down in the more wooded area, hoping that'll protect me a little bit more from the rain. But there's also a few blinds that have some food out there, so I expect them to be pretty active. So yeah, let's head to the other area of the park now. Now these are some of the worst views ever of one because this warbler would not stay still, but this is another lifer I caught on the walk back, the black and white warbler. This might be one of the more beautiful blinds I've ever seen. It's a gorgeous water feature and it's designed in such a way to like make it look natural even though they are feeding. There's like a branch. It's almost, I'm assuming it's real, it might be artificial, but it goes across, makes a good spot for getting photos and videos. And then this is cool too, where you can like pull it down to look out or you can put it up to hide more. Pretty sweet. I'm gonna sit here for a while, get out of the rain a bit, and just enjoy the birds that do come out this way. Also, when I first got here, there was actually a tour group, and the tour guide was so kind. She showed me a spot where there was a common Paraki, so I got that lifer. There would have been no way I would have found that bird without her pointing it. It was quite far back, and those things camouflage like crazy. This day is incredible. I think I'm approaching something like 20 lifers at this point. Just unreal. Well, sadly for me, this blind wasn't super active. I sat for a while, watching, waiting, just hoping for something else to come out, but there was nothing to be seen, so I decided to start packing up my gear and head back to the visitor center to wrap up my day. And it turns out Estero Llano had one more surprise in store for me, my lifer Wilson snipe. There's actually 3 of them foraging in the grass. This is a species we do get in Utah, but I just hadn't seen one to this point. So, of course, I was happy to add another species to my life list. Well, that about does it for me in this video. What an incredible first day birding the Lower Rio Grande Valley. I got 3 more days of this, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the future episodes that are going to be coming out in this channel. Thank you as always for watching though. I will see you in the next one, and happy birding.